I am a content editor for Illinois Worknet, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to add customer groups, how to invite individuals to your customer group, ways of communicating with your customers, and customer group assessments. I do want you to notice down in the left corner, bottom left corner of your screen, there are 3 documents. So you will find these beneficial later while you're going through and activating your customer groups and going through that process. If you would like to take a minute to go ahead and download those to your computer, you will just simply click on each document. I don't know if it's going to let me. Tried to use my pointer, but it's not letting me. But it's in the bottom left corner of your screen. So go ahead and take a minute to save those to your computer and use as a resource later. I think you'll find them useful. I'm going to give everybody just a minute to do that, and then we will move on. I can go ahead also if slides window. I haven't moved yet, Ahmad, at all. I'm just waiting for people to download the documents. Yes, you just click on the one, on each one at a time, and then click Save to your computer, and you should be prompted to download it to your computer. Doesn't get all of them now, go ahead and just put it in the chat, and before it's over, well, actually, that's going to be available for you the whole time. But if for some reason it gets covered up by a pod or the screen, go ahead and just chat. Move on now. Okay. Worknet customer groups provide tools to workforce partners that enable them to view work-related activities, surveys, assessments, and allow workforce partners to provide effective and timely communication with their customers. Customer groups consist of anyone who has an Illinois Worknet individual account. So anybody that's registered with Illinois Worknet, an individual, can become part of a customer group. All Illinois Worknet partners have access to customer use an invitation process to populate customers, whereas workforce partner accounts that are synced with IWDS have customers, customer groups that are already pre-populated with customers. So just to keep that in mind, if you are synced with IWDS, you will have customers automatically pre-populated to your group. If you don't, then you're going to have to use the invitation process. And I see some more coming in. And I'm just going to continue on. Okay. Next slide. All right, so moving on into your activating your customer groups. Can everybody see my screen okay? Does it need to be larger? Okay, fantastic. I can even go a little bit bigger here. There you go. All right. Okay, so like I said, moving on to activating your customer groups, it's a quick and easy process. Once you've logged in and navigated to the customer groups link located on the left side navigation, so again, let me go ahead and get my pointer, and you can see, well, it's not wanting to cooperate with me. You can see here in your left side navigation, you have a link to customer groups. So you're going to go ahead and click on that, and you're going to go to a screen that looks much like this. Your account's not synced with Illinois Workforce Development System, we'll have to use an invitation process. So even though you can activate your customer groups, if you're not synced with IWDS, you're going to have to invite customers, whereas Workforce Partner accounts that are synced with IWDS will already automatically see customers. Okay? All right, moving on. Okay, so once inside your customer group, you can click on the Customers tab located right here, and here you can view your list of customers, like I said before. You can also click on the customer's record, which is down here, to view activity responses, pre- and post-assessment results, and certificate group. Customer groups allow you to provide feedback on activity responses or assessments, and inform customers of upcoming events, deadlines, opportunities such as job clubs, resume workshops. So it's really just a great communication tool for you to be able to use with your customer. Okay. Customer groups allow you to view customer summaries, activity responses, pre-assessments, and career select the summary link located next to their name, and you'll be able to see the status of where they are with their assessments and their activities and their skills and interest profiles and their certificates of completion. So I'm going to go ahead and here in just a few minutes, I'm going to do a live demo so you'll be able to see that a little more clearly, in more detail. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. You can also create subgroups. There is one overall personal group, or a bucket if you will, which contains all of your customers. But you do have the ability to create as many subgroups as you like using the customers from the main create subcategories for each group of customers, which makes it very easy to find individuals quickly. So you would just name each of those subcategories: laid-off worker, youth, and then a veteran subcategory. So you'll be able to go right to them and find, the people that you're looking for quickly. Okay. Once individuals have been added to your customer group, they have access to multiple assessments, which are designed to help them reach their training and employment goals. These activities can be printed or accessed wherever the customer can access the internet. Responses are also saved within the customer's Illinois Worknet account. Okay, skills and interest profiles. Customers who have the link does not appear, then they have not saved the results with that account. And again, I'm going to show you this a little bit later, so it'll be much more clear. If you have a customer complete the Exploring Careers and Training activity, the customer will have saved activity responses related to the career and interest surveys. You can view responses by clicking on the customer summary link. Then selecting the appropriate activity set. As far as computer skills go, you can connect customers to computer skill enhancement resources and offer insights into the idea of digital literacy. Use the information to educate your customers on the importance of having and maintaining a solid understanding of computer technology. Illinois Worknet offers assessments for users to find out what level they are, and then the results are saved in the Illinois Worknet Employability Pre-Assessment. This includes a sample of work readiness soft skills, or what we would consider to be work ethic, attitude, communication, time management, problem-solving skills, so on and so forth. So that's what we mean by soft skills. The pre-assessment prepares customers for employability post-assessments, which are also offered through Illinois Worknet. The pre-assessment is an optional 54 multiple-choice questionnaire. It is not a timed assessment, so the customer can take as long as they need to complete it. Results link back to the skill enhancement resources in the Illinois Worknet Skills Wheel, and I'm going to be showing you this a little bit later on in the webinar. What they think the answers are, they're going to click on the results, find out how they did, but this assessment does reveal the correct answers. So the customer can use this assessment to learn, to continually learn, find out what they missed, what they answered incorrectly, so that they don't do that again. So this is used by the customer as a study guide. Okay. My employability activities are also designed to help customers reach their training and employment goals. Again, these activities can be printed or accessed anywhere the customer can access the internet. All responses can be saved with Illinois Worknet offers several work readiness post-assessments that can be used in any combination within a program. The employability activities and pre-assessments prepare customers for the post-assessments, which I'm getting ready to mention here. The first one being the career development assessment. This is a 24 multiple choice questionnaire. It is not timed, so again, the customer can take as long as they need to complete it. The customer must successfully complete this assessment by scoring a 70% or higher. They have unlimited successfully completes this assessment. Okay, moving on, the Observational Assessment, which was developed by the Chicago Workforce Investment Council. This is a free and easy assessment of a customer's employability skills. It is intended to developmentally increase a customer's employability skills over time. It's used to help customers seamlessly move between programs and work opportunities. So, for example, if a customer is maybe taking or has taken a computer training and gets a certificate in that computer training, hopefully that's going to lead into a job. So that's where they're saying it seamlessly moves between programs and work opportunities. So this assessment is conducted by an instructor using their observations, and each customer can save up to 12 assessments. This is a non-occupation specific, multiple choice, 100-question online assessment. And unlike the other assessments mentioned, the NOSTI is a time test. So the customer will have to pay attention to how long they're taking on answering questions, because this one is timed. The specific types of competencies and skills tested in this assessment are things such as reading, writing, math, speaking and listening, computer literacy, reasoning, problem solving, understanding the big picture of things, work ethic. So that's the kinds of things that are measured with this post-assessment. You can the 21st Century Skills Assessment for instructions on how to order the online assessment. And as soon as you order it, you will have immediate access to it. A workforce center can become a NOSTI Proctor site and can earn a NOSTI certificate. An Illinois Worknet holder with a user role of organization administrator or higher must make the initial request for the NOSTI assessment. That person who submits the original request will be the site contact for NOSTI. If you don't meet that criteria, as far as being having an administrator role, on within Illinois Worknet, and you can't access that once you're logged in. Okay, and finally, the worksite evaluation assessment, post-assessment. This includes 10 foundation evaluation items or results that are linked to additional workplace skills resources. The assessment is intended to developmentally increase a customer's employability skills during this experience. The assessment is completed by the worksite supervisor. So this means that your customer is going to basically be assessed while they are on the job. You can save by as many employers as they have. Maybe they have 2 jobs. So, okay, that's about it for the post-assessment. Let me move on. Okay, here's an image of the workplace skills wheel. This is the Illinois Skills Wheel that was mentioned earlier. It offers resources to improve workplace skills and ensures that your customer will have the skills that employers want. So we will talk about that a little bit later in the live demo as well. Okay, and finally, there are a set of instructions. So if you get stuck during this process, you can always refer to the Instructions tab for additional customer group information. Okay, are there any questions right now before I move into the live demo? If so, you can go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll try to answer those. If not, I'll just move on. So, and pop up this one. Okay, can everybody see my screen? You should be looking at the Illinois Worknet Partners Pathway. Can you all see that? Okay, great. Looks like you can. Okay. Well, then I'll continue moving on here. Okay, so to access your customer groups, you're going to log into your Illinois Worknet Partners Pathway like you normally do. You have that link up at the, actually I'll just take you back to it here. Right here, your workforce and education partners are enter here. So you're going to go ahead and log in and do all that good stuff. And now you're on the Illinois Worknet Partners Pathway. Down here, as I showed you in the PowerPoint, is a link to customer groups. So from here, Groups tab right now. I do not have a Activate My Customer Groups link because I already have one for demo purposes. But on your screen, you're going to have a link that says Activate My Customer Group, and it's somewhere right around in here. And you're going to go ahead and click on that, and that is what's going to activate your customer group. Okay. Like I said, since I already have one, here you see Personal Group for Kendra Cruz. So the title of your personal group is going to be named based on the contact information that was used when you registered for Illinois Worknet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Personal Group for remember, if your Workforce Partner account is synced with Illinois Workforce Development System, then you'll automatically have customers that appear. But if you're not, you're going to have to use the invitation process. So here's a list of my customers. So this is something, it's going to look very similar to this on your screen. Okay, for those of you not synced, or even if you are synced and you want to invite a customer, just one customer, you're going to just simply click on this button right here, Invite Customer. So I'll go ahead and click on that, show you what it looks like. Okay, you're just going to be prompted to enter an email address here. You will receive a response based on how they answered, whether they are or they are not going to be part of your customer group, but you will receive notification for that. Okay, so to send an email or message to your entire group, you're going to now click on the Customer Emails tab. So that's located right next to Customers. As you see, we have the My Groups tab, Customers, and Customer Email. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to Customer Email. Here you can create a message, an email, both. You can choose to be CC'd on all of the emails or just one or none. Okay. Now, like I mentioned earlier, creating subgroups. From here, I'm going to go back under My Groups tab. And you can see right here, create subgroups. So you're going to be, just go ahead and click on that link, and it's going to, again, prompt you to title that subgroup. So like I said before, maybe you're working with veterans or youth or laid-off workers. You're going to want to title this subgroup whatever group you want it to be named. Again, you can have as many subgroups as you want, but only one main personal or customer group. Okay, subgroups simply filter customers into your own personal group for quick access to filtering and access. You can access them quickly. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back now to My Groups, but you know what? I think I'm going to have to go to Customer Groups. If you ever get stuck, just click on that Customer Groups link again, and then click on your personal group, and you will be back at your list of customers. There we go. Okay, next, going down the page, you're going to see you can export your customers into an Excel spreadsheet. You can view your customers' quiz stats. So you was one question that gave everybody a hard time. You can kind of see where they would need help, or see their strengths for that matter, and see what they all did well on. You also have the ability to search by assessment. So I clicked here and you show search options. Maybe you're looking for those who have just completed the NOSTI or the observational assessment, or maybe you know the name of the person that you're looking for. So you can, you have those search options as well. Okay? All right, so going down the page, I'm going to bring that up. Okay. Like I said earlier, we're moving. So I'm going to open that up. This page will display contact information of your customer along with the status of pre-assessments, activities, and certificates of completion. Okay? So that's what the summary will look like. So I'm going to exit out of here. You also have the ability to review the post-assessments, such as the worksite evaluation, the observational evaluation. Moving down, it looks like this customer has taken the NOSTI. You can view their interests, their skills and interest profile, like I mentioned earlier. Assessments you will be able to go in and review. Okay. Now moving to the left of the page, you will see 3 links, the select, remove, and archive. So, whoops, I can click on, so I showed you the customer detail. That was the select link. And you have the remove, so if a customer becomes inactive, you can and have the ability to remove them. You can also archive the customer if they become inactive, but you do have the ability, excuse me, to reactivate them if they choose to become. And that is your last tab up here at the top. You can click on this tab and have the ability to access this page at any time during the process if you get stuck. But here you will have access to PDFs, webinars, overviews, demonstrations. So this is a very helpful page to look at, to refer to as you are going through the customer groups process. So make sure you access this if you have any questions or just want to know a little bit more about customer groups. As I mentioned earlier, well actually is inside this PDF, so this is another great resource for you to use, and you can access that underneath your instructions tab, but it's 42 pages, excuse me, but it has a lot of information regarding customer groups, the importance of certain, the assessments. They break them all down, talk a lot more about them in more detail. So I really encourage you to take a look at this work readiness program. Okay, and let's see, I'm going to take you to the skills wheel. Actually, before that, there is another place I'd like to take you, and we're under resources now up here in this top navigation. Navigation. This is another very useful page. It talks more in depth about your NOSTI, your observational assessment, worksite evaluations. So these are great. This is a great resource page as well. Your role as a case manager, links to assessments in Illinois Worknet. So see, it has all of the links here. So again, this is, you can access this from your I encourage you to check out. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take you and show you what the, if you haven't already seen it, but the skills wheel. So I'm going to click on the logo up here, and you can find the skills wheel by going into the individual's pathway and then clicking on prepare. And down here in the left side navigation at the very bottom, it says workplace skills. So here is that skills wheel. It's an interactive wheel, so I can hover over. Like I said earlier, your soft skills are things like your positive attitude, your attitude. So I can go ahead and click on that, and it's going to take me to a page about positive attitude scenarios. So that is another great page for you to access to let your customers know about. Okay? Well, that is about it for the webinar. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to chat? I can open the floor for questions and answers at this point. Again, I encourage you to, if you haven't already, go ahead and click. And it looks like Chelsea